So we had our come out and try it out day out at the DeWitt County Sportsman's Club here for the NRL 22 shoots a couple weeks ago. Had a lot of folks show up to check it out and had a lot of questions. A lot of folks showed up. They wanted to see what it was, see what it was all about, and get some more details and info. So I thought I'd make a quick video here to kind of walk you through what is the NRL 22 shoots, how do they work, what to expect when you come to a match, because this is a match format that, like at our club, we've never had anything like this, okay? We have, but it's been years and years and years ago. So it's a different format, you know, this type of match format than what you find at a lot of the fun shoots. And so, you know, that can be different and strange to people and not quite sure what to make of it. So I wanted to just kind of make a quick video here, walk you through what this is and how it works. So that way we get more people interested in coming to check it out, because it was a lot of fun. We really had a lot of fun that day. The folks that did come out and shoot it, we had one gentleman bring out his 1022, and he literally took a scope off of another rifle that morning, brought it out, hadn't zeroed it. It was not even mounted correctly. So we got it mounted correctly for him, got it zeroed for him, and you know, within a couple hours he was ringing 3/4 inch targets at 35-40 yards. He was hitting 5-inch targets at 100 yards, and just had a blast with it. We also had another gentleman come out, brought his 9-year-old son who had never shot prone, and you know, so he'd always shot from a bench or standing or kneeling. Never shot prone, so we put him behind a rifle, gave him a little bit of instruction, got him lined up on stuff, and just bing, 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 he just went to town. Was just ringing these things right and left, just had a ball. So it's a lot of fun. So the NRL, the National Rifle League 22, the National Rifle League is a organization that organizes large-scale centerfire rifle matches that run targets anywhere from 150 yards out to 1,500, maybe even a mile, depending upon the match and the location. These are really, really good marksmen. These are guys and gals that are very good at their craft, very good at what they do, and have a lot of fun with it. It's a tremendous community, one of the nicest groups of people you're ever going to meet and have the opportunity to go shoot with and hang around with. And so they kind of put their heads together and said, all right, we want more people to get involved in this sport because it's one of the fastest growing shooting sports out there. Precision rifle shooting is. So they came up with the 22 version. The 22 version because there's not a lot of ranges out there, especially like where we're at in Central Illinois. I got to drive 3-4 hours to get to a 1,000-yard range. You know, I got 500, 300 within an hour and a half of me. But to get to 1,000, I got to go over to Indiana or to Missouri. There's just not a lot out there. 600 up by Chicago at the Aurora Sportsman's Club. So 1,000-yard ranges are hard to find. 100-yard ranges are not. There's a lot of 100-yard ranges out there, just like our club, the DeWitt County Sportsman's Club. You know, we've got 125 on one side and 115 on the other. So we've got something that is great for this setup. So what they did was they took the targets, shrunk them down to be appropriate for the distance and for the 22 long rifle format. So it's a very similar type shoot. It's precision 22. Now I know everybody says, yeah, I can knock a squirrel's head off at 50 yards. Okay, well, a squirrel's head's a couple inches around. Come try and hit the 1/4 inch spinner at 35-40 yards. Not as easy as it looks, but it's a ton of fun, and it will give you a great tune-up for squirrel season, because if you can do that, you can knock that squirrel's eyeball out at 50 yards, okay? So it's a lot of fun. Everybody's got a 22 rifle laying around. So equipment-wise, it doesn't really matter what you bring. Like I said, the one gentleman, he brought his Ruger 1022 and probably a $60 scope. It was just cheap, included in the package on a Savage Axis is what he brought it off of. So it was a Bushnell, just standard crosshairs. And we were able to get that dialed in for him and get him ringing steel. So the NRL 22 format was really brought about to be a family-friendly kind of event. All right, even though it is a competition, you can approach this many different ways. first and foremost, I approach it as I'm competing mostly with myself. I want to push myself to be a better shooter, increase my marksmanship ability, and compete against me. All right? They're inexpensive. It's $10 to come shoot the match. You'll need one box of 50 rounds of ammo, unless you want to do the bonus stages, so bring two. So if you're shooting high dollar, $15, $20 box 22 ammo, it's not that expensive to come and do this and spend a day and hang out with some really great people, have a good time. They're there. Everybody there will help you. If you forgot something, they'll loan you something. They'll tell you how they shot a particular target. Did I hold left? Did I hold high, right, whatever. They'll share all that information. They want everybody to have fun and get hits. That's what it's all about. So, it is a match format. So, if you are of the persuasion to say, you know what, I do want to compete. The nice thing about this is when they designed it is everybody across the country, there's about 80 clubs doing it right now, and that this thing just started last September. So I expect over the course of this year, that number is going to grow tremendously. They're going to have a lot more clubs by the end of this year than they do now. But all 80 clubs across the country are shooting the same course of fire. So the NRL designs that course of fire for the month. They publish it on their website. So you can go and see it, download it, print it out, and practice shooting it at home if you want to. So that way you know what you're going to be looking at when you come to the competition. They use both traditional marksmanship, like here's one of the stages from the practice shoot that we did. This was from February of last year. This was a kneeling, straight out of your apple seed, kneeling with a sling. All right, you got a target at 50 yards and a target at 75 yards. 5 shots each. Harder than it looks. I mean, it really is. So they'll do kneeling, prone, standing stages, traditional stuff. Then they also take and add in some fun stages to kind of push you a little bit here. Like this stage, you had targets at 65 yards and 100 yards. You're lying prone with your gun on a 5-gallon bucket. Okay? So it's a non-traditional position. It's forcing you to kind of get out of your comfort zone, like if you're shooting off a log in the woods. And so it has practical applications, but it's really kind of fun. So the standard barricade list that you're going to see at these matches are a 6-foot ladder, cinder blocks, a folding chair, the 5-gallon bucket that we talked about, a 2-gallon bucket, a tire, and a rope. So the stages are going to be made up of these different barricades. You may be shooting a stage where you're starting on the bottom rung of the ladder for 2 shots, move up to the next rung for 2 shots, up to the next rung for 2 shots, until you reach as high as you can go. So it doesn't matter if you're short, tall, young, or old. The matches are there, and they can be configured to accommodate you. All right? And for those shooters, we had quite a few questions about shooters who have maybe not necessarily as good of physical abilities, older folks, people who have injuries, that kind of stuff. The league is set up to work with those as well. So don't worry about that. We can help you. We can work around some of those things so that you can come out and shoot the match and have some fun, because it really is a ton of fun. And that was the big thing, the big takeaway from the practice match that we did the other day was everybody who came out was kind of going, I don't know what this is. I don't know if I'm going to like it. They came out and they played with it and shot it like, boy, this is a ton of fun. So that's the big thing. This thing is set up to have fun, and it's set up to be inclusive of the whole family. So, moms, dads, children, there's a youth division, there is a ladies division, then there's the big boys division, and within those divisions you've got different classes, especially for the men's. This doesn't apply to the ladies or the youth, but you can come out and shoot this with a base rifle, just your Ruger 1022 and a $65 scope and a sling and a bipod. Knock yourself out, man. Have some fun. Or you can go, like this gun I've got set up. This is kind of more of a mid-price gun. Got about $1,000 in the scope, the rifle, sling, bipod, everything here. In this Ruger Precision, that puts me up into another class where you can spend as much as you want on your 22. So you really can tailor this to you and what you want to get out of it. So, like I said, you can do this as a fun shoot to challenge yourself to get better at marksmanship. And if you want to, you can compete nationally, since everybody's shooting the same course of fire across the country. For that particular month, your score, if you would like to, you can join the National Rifle League 22 division. It's like $50 a year. And you can have your scores. The club will send your scores for the match up to the National Rifle League. And they'll track them against every other shooter across the country within your class or your division. And you're eligible for prizes. They give away prizes every month. They've got a prize table just like they do in a big match. They do it on YouTube in a YouTube live show because we can't all be together because we're all across the country. But depending on the number of prizes they have that month, they can, we may have 5 winners for the youth division or 5 winners for the open class. And the sponsors who donate prizes, and it could be stocks, scopes, other accessories, ammunition, all kinds of stuff. Whoever wins that particular month across the country, they ship them to you. So you get to participate in the Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and then your prize gets shipped to you. And if you shoot matches and you really do want to compete, then your scores are tracked and you can get invited to regionals and then to the national championship as well at the end of the season. So this is really a fun program set up for the family that will allow you to compete at whatever level you wish to compete at, okay? Nothing says you have to go to compete to get to nationals or regionals. You just come out and have fun. And that's really kind of what it is, having fun. So I just want to talk about the match format quickly, because this is a match and because shooters do drive a particular distance. It seems like guys are driving within a 2 to 3 hour radius to get to these matches to shoot them because it's just that much fun to them. There is a match schedule, all right? And we do have a check-in time that has to be honored to get everybody checked in. Then we have to do our safety brief. And once we do our safety brief, then there's time allowed for you to check the zero on your rifle because, if it's 85 degrees today and the last time you shot it was 55 degrees, your zero is going to be off. You could have a different point of impact because of the atmospheric conditions and the temperatures. So we give you some time to do that. Then there's time to set the range up to make the final adjustments to clear out the targets that were used for zeros so we can get the match ready to go. And then we shoot the match. Okay, you'll be assigned to squads. So if you've got 20 people that sign up for the match, we'll create 2 squads of 10. And your squad 1 will start on stage 1, squad 2 will start on stage 3 or 4. And you'll shoot that stage and then move, shoot the stage and then move. So it's really a laid-back, easy-going kind of thing. A lot of great people, a lot of great conversation. We had that when we did the practice match there a couple weeks ago. We're going to do another one so you guys can come out and ring some steel, see what it's like. Because I know at our club, this is the first time we've had steel available. So it's a lot of fun. I encourage you to come out, shoot it, check it out. It's not a big deal. It's really meant to be a fun format. It is different than what we've had before and what a lot of other clubs have had before. But it's really meant to be a family-friendly, fun type shoot. So come on out, bring what you got. You can bring, like I said, 1022s are very popular. Marlins, Remington 597s, these Ruger Precisions, CZs, Anschutz, there's all different kinds of 22s out there. Everybody's got one. Bring it out. Let's have some fun. Work on your marksmanship. It's a challenge hitting a 1/2-inch target at 35 yards with a 22 long rifle bullet. It'll make you a better marksman. It'll make you a better shooter, and you'll have a lot of fun and meet some new friends along the way. So come on out. Try it out. We're going to have another event on June 3rd out at the club for people to come try it out, and then June 16th, the actual season kicks off, where we'll have our first official match. So I encourage everybody, get out, try it out. If you're watching this and you're not from Central Illinois area, seek out a match, get to it, have some fun. All right, guys, thanks. Have a great day.